There we go. We working now? I think we're working now. Welcome to the weekly sip for October 31st, 2021. Get your coffees out, everybody. Good morning. For those of you who actually watched Game Boomers last night, you'll know that we stayed up till like 1:30 in the morning trying to beat all the Halloween games that we had going. We managed to do it. And then some of you people said, "Oh, oh, Dev, you're staying up late. You're not going to do the weekly sip, are you?" Well, guess what? I might be a little bit late, but I'm here. How's it going, everyone? Mmm. You know, Chomsky talks about the unvaccinated reminds me of some mustache fellow saying to take grain from some Ukrainians and kulaks for being reactionary. Yeah, yeah. People have been complaining about the algorithm for a long time. I haven't seen my either my revenue, except for when I got demonetized, my revenue or my views go up or down. You know, you know what I mean. So it has been a decent month for Game Boomers. We did a bunch of Halloween games. We played A Plague Tale: Innocence on the show. We played Stubbs the Zombie. We played Black Dahlia on the show. We played American McGee's Alice. And there's one more game that I just can't recall at the moment. Shit. I'd have to let go. Hold on. Because we played 5 games on Game Boomers this month. And we actually managed to beat them all. Let me just quickly take a look in the back end here. Let's see. What do we got? Black Dahlia. A Plague Tale: Innocence. American McGee's Alice. House of Ashes. That's right. The Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes, Stubbs the Zombie, Outlast 2, and of course, and Stubbs. Yeah, and tonight we're doing the Halloween stream. So let me finish my Halloween build. Kira is freaking out. So I'm currently backing up the Minecraft server. Okay. I'm currently backing up the Minecraft server. And it will come back up. Oh. The stream's current bitrate is 0. What the hell, YouTube? My bitrate isn't 0. Why is YouTube being weird today? You guys can still hear me and see me, right? Like the stream isn't down. I hope so. But anyway, the plan is between 6 and 7 p.m. EST. I'll be streaming on my gaming channel tonight, Game Boomers, and we'll be doing the SFO Minecraft Halloween show. That's the plan. People have only a few hours left to finish up their Halloween builds. Only a few hours left. I think I might extend I might not close the server at 3. Maybe I'll close it a little bit later. But basically the plan is you have until the initial timer was 3. And then at 3 o'clock, I'll take the server down. We're going to whitelist it for people who have made builds only. And then when the stream goes up tonight, we will be looking at all of the various things that people have built for Halloween. Oh, sorry, Toffee. Sometimes we start too late, though. Like, we want to start around 7 p.m. EST. What is Kraut's best video? Oh, that's easy. It's his China video. Time zone's EST. EST. Ontario time. Canada time. Got a bit of a stuffed nose. So how's everyone? Hi, Crippling Depression. I'm sorry, dude. Damn, that sucks. Well, I hope I make you feel at least slightly better when you hang out with me. What do you think about the Republic of China? You keep spamming that shit, dude. Taiwan, good. Mainland China, bad. What time is the stream? I need to sleep. 7 p.m. EST. That is the time. Okay. Oh, a solar flare hit today. Technology is malfunctioning. Really? I haven't even noticed. Canada's just one big time zone. That's not how it is. That's not how it is. So the plan is I will hang out with you for a bit. I'll do the weekly community show, which is what this is. And then we'll go finish up all of our Minecraft stuff. And you only have a few hours left. And then we'll do the Minecraft stream tonight. That is the plan for today. I'm probably going to return to making SFO videos on Tuesday. See, I did that Chappelle stream yesterday, right? And I was wondering, should I make that into a video or into a stream? And to be honest, if I had, like, it was an hour-long stream, but if I had made it into a video, it would have been much more tightly compact, and which is, has its benefits. But I don't think it would. Yeah, I don't think it would have even run 10 minutes. It's something that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to talk about it casually. And also, I'm trying to get myself more into the habit of, if due to various workflow problems I can't get a video out on a certain day, I should do like a short stream with you guys. That should be aiming for that. Yeah. I don't know what the Mike Ward farce is. Sorry, dude. How many communist books have I read? I mean, do you mean like communist theory? I mean, some. But do you mean like books written by communists? That's like half the fucking goddamn literary canon at this point. Good coffee, guys. Good coffee. Everyone have your coffees. Everyone have your... I'm going to be drinking a lot of this today. It's going to be a pretty busy day. Kraut's channel is literally called Kraut. 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 Let's see if I can do something else. Right. Okay. So, if you want to support the channel, there's the ways on screen you can do so. Join the $5 club. $5 recurring monthly donation, so the bot can automatically put you in the Discord. To Patreon, subscribe star, the YouTube memberships button, or the twitch.tv/GameBoomers sub button. Any one of those four sources will... Jesus. Any one of those four sources will get you into the $5 club in my community. Pick whichever one you want. It's up to you. If you send $100 USD to the PayPal, you get into the $5 club for life. Just make sure to send me a receipt, and I'll put you in there. And of course, if you want to show the Halloweekly Sip, okay, I'll change it. I'll change it right now. It's actually pretty good. Halloweekly Sip. Done. So, the weekly choke. So, if you want to send me stuff, there's a P.O. box right there. And I will open them on the stream. And in fact, I'm going to open some packages on the stream right now. Give me a second. Just give me a moment. I'm going to adjust a few things. There we go. Okay. Here's my potato cam from 2008. Hi. This is my unboxing knife. Whenever I unbox on this stream, I use this knife to open packages. Also, whenever I do, I just like point. Whenever I do, unboxings on my dev kit channel, I use this knife. By the way, watch the dev kit, guys. Have some more coffee. Oh, it's good. All right, what do we got? What did people send me this time? Okay, hold on. Here's a box. It ain't easy being green. What's this? It's a very big box. Hold on. He's got a weapon. What is this? What did you guys send me? Oh, it's a mug. Dude, I think it's a mug. Hold on. It's an explosion. Oh, it's like a skull coaster. Look at that. It looks like a doubloon. Got a doubloon coaster. And look at this, guys. Oh my god, it's like a Viking helmet mug. Dude, look at this thing. It's pretty metal. Yeah. It's a mug. Oh, look. It even comes with one of those, like, delicious flavor packets. So there we go. We got a skull mug. Thanks very much. I bet it's cursed. And now I'm going to be cursed to wander the seas into Black Pearl. What's the next package all about? Get the knife again. Better drink blood from it. Okay. Hold on. Those aren't flavor packets. Use them to escape the simulation. Possibly. Wait, hold on a second. This is the same mug. Did you mean to send me, like, did you accidentally click twice on Amazon or something? Because you sent me the same mug. Look at that. See? You sent me the same mug twice. I mean, thank you. I have 2 matching mugs now. But was that like an accident? Well, thanks. I mean, I don't think I need to open this one. But thank you very much. The next package is a monkey's paw. You can double fist your coffee now. Thank you. Listen, if you happen to send me 2 mugs accidentally, like if you sent me too many mugs, I can like give one away or something if you want. It's up to you. All right. There's another. Okay. What's inside this one? Oh. LED strips. Thank you. I can probably, like... Do you want me to make, like, an e-thought room and stream out of that? I could do that if you like. I mean, Game Boomers is a completely green-screened area. There's no e-thought lighting. But I could like, make another set for, like, this show or something. I'll figure it out. Thank you very much, though. Appreciated. What else has been sent? Hold on a second. Here we go. Here's a package. This one's smaller. Time to be a trans streamer. I just need one of those whales. What are they called? Blajas or something? What's in here? Oh, okay. It's more LED strips. Are people like sending me doubles of things? Is that the joke on this stream? Thank you, but I don't get it. All right. Dev's gonna be an e-girl. Okay, hold on a second. Here's the final one. Oof. Just a glitch in the matrix. Here's the final package. There's 5 packages today, guys. Thank you very much, everybody. This one has a note. I wonder if this is a personal note. Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what this note says. Dear Dev, enclosed is a teapot, Japanese-style pot known as a kyusu, which I purchased off eBay a few months ago. It turned out to be the same size of a teapot which I already own, so I have no real need of it. Therefore, I'm giving it to you and the gang. I'm also giving you some loose teas of mine. With a big order of teas on the way, I figured you could use it more than me. The teas are specifically as follows. A small amount of Bailin Gongfu black tea, a small amount of traditional process Dian Hong black tea, a decent bag of Chai Guan Yin, a light roast oolong tea, a whole canister of Bai Mao Hu, a mid-range green tea, Jesus, a mid-range green tea, which must be brewed with the water no hotter than 80 degrees Celsius. This is very important. Nobody likes burnt bitter tea. There are many ways to brew tea, but you can use the following method to get a few decent extractions from your leaves. It's a good method for a pot of this size, and in my experience, it's fairly efficient. First infusion, approximately 1 minute. Before brewing, warm the empty pot and pour water into cups. This ensures that the tea stays warm for longer. Brew leaves for 1 minute, then pour into cups immediately so as not to overbrew. Second infusion, approximately 30 seconds. The leaves will have been sitting in the pot as you drink the first infusion. This allows them to soak a bit, meaning a shorter infusion will prevent overbrewing or making the tea bitter. Third infusion, approximately 90 seconds. This longer steep brings out more flavor. After the third steep, you can brew yet again for as long as you like. I hope you greatly enjoy this tea and teapot. I always love tea and would greatly appreciate it if you guys drank it on stream and gave your thoughts on it. Cheers. Sincerely, Lord Tennyson's Pipe. P.S. Fat. And yes, I wrote this on a typewriter. I own 3. Perhaps I'm the bigger boomer, lol. Yeah, look at it. It's all typewritten. Can you see? It's not really focusing. It's all typewritten. All right. Well, thanks for... The letter even smells like tea. Thanks very much. Let's see what is in the box. Oh, here's the various teas. Yeah, dude. I wonder if I'll get poisoned by eating them. And here's the teapot. It didn't break or anything. It's really wrapped up in foam. Here it is. Look at this little thing. It's a little teapot. See? Yeah. It looks like there's the spout, right? But the handle's like this, so you kind of hold it like so, and then you pour, you know? That's cool. Is there a top? Yes, there is. This is the thing, guys. I just propped something under the table. It's fine now. Yeah, there's a little top. How's that? That's pretty cool, eh? Are the teas from Wuhan? I actually went to Wuhan once, back in 2009. It's a pretty disgusting city, to be honest. All right, well that seems to be everything, doesn't it? This is really neat. Just like a... Yeah, that's cool, man. Thanks very much. Here, I will return to the shill zone for now. And of course, if you want me to open up your packages, there's the P.O. box. As soon as I get 5 packages, I open them on the show. Thanks very much, guys. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to go to the washroom. And then we will do the news. BRB. Okay, I'm back. How's it going? How's it going, guys? How's it going? Mmm. Very good. Delicious coffee. What's up, everybody? What's up? So, and while I was in the washroom, Naomi called me. And she called me and she was like, "Hey, listen, did you sleep in? Are you doing the sip? I'm calling you to remind you to do the weekly sip." And it's like, "Yes, I'm doing the sip. I'm doing it right fucking now." And also, I turned on the Minecraft server. It's back. Go in there, finish up your builds. You've got like 4 hours, maybe a little bit longer, depending on my mercy. Okay? Go in there, have fun. Shall we talk about the news? Is that a thing you want to talk about, guys? Actually, maybe I should probably announce in the Discord that the Minecraft server's back too. I'll announce in the Discord right now. Here it is. Okay. There we go. Announced in the server. Good new me. Yeah. All right. So with everything now done, should we talk about some news, guys? Is that something that you want to do? Maybe we should talk about some news. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Let's see what I got for you today. I might have done the first article already, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just do it again. It's kind of funny. Here we go. Let's do it. Gib heads pats to Naomi. Here we are. Driver dodging a squirrel hits a 371-year-old house built by Lincoln's ancestors. A 19-year-old woman crashed into the historic Samuel Lincoln Cottage in Hingham, Massachusetts, while trying to avoid a squirrel on the road. Oops. There goes a piece of history. Officers were called to the Samuel Lincoln Cottage at 182 North Street in Hingham on Thursday. The cottage was built in 1650 when Hingham was first settled. Samuel Lincoln was the president's great-grandfather. Dude. Women drivers, guys. Fucking boom! Woman moment. Wow. Well, at least the squirrel didn't die, right? Ontario introduces legislation to ban non-compete clauses for employees. I actually am in support of this one. The Ontario government introduced legislation on Monday that would ban the practice of imposing non-compete clauses on employees, a growing trend that the province's Labour Minister says is often used to intimidate workers. The move, which would be the first such ban in Canada, is primarily meant to make Ontario more attractive to talented tech workers who often face these clauses in employment contracts. It is also needed to block the increasing imposition of non-compete clauses even on low-wage workers, a practice common in the United States that critics say depresses wages and reduces labor mobility. So, those of you who don't know, non-compete clause is basically where your employer, as part of your contract, and you generally it's like it's one of the various knobs you can kind of tune when you're negotiating with your employer. The idea is once you quit, you can't go work for their competitors for a set period of time. And that's mainly to prevent somebody from like joining up with a company, staying for like 6 months or staying for a year, getting a whole bunch of trade secrets, and then running off to another company and getting a much higher wage because they now know about those trade secrets. So it makes some sense to have non-compete clauses, but they can also be used very maliciously because sometimes you might have somebody where it's like, you know what, you just can't, like if you're somebody who works in highly specialized work and you have to leave a company because let's say you're being unfairly treated or you're being abused there or something, and now you can't leave because you can't go work for anybody else. You have to go work in like a blue collar field or something, or go work in like part time work because you can't. You're basically bound from using your skill set. That can be a problem. So there's pros and cons to non compete clauses, but it does seem like non compete clauses are almost all cons the lower down the specialty ladder you go. For non-specialized work, for low education work, non-complete clauses seem to be ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Also, there's another article, I don't think I have it here, but Ontario has decided to also introduce legislation to ban forcing people to work while off the clock, which sounds kind of ridiculous. But in terms of they're wording it so that it's in terms of the expectation of being always online. So, for example, no longer will your boss be able to say, "Hey, everyone's got a smartphone. Why aren't you answering emails at 10 p.m. at night or 11 p.m. at night?" Like, yeah, you're at home. We're not asking you to come into the office, but hey, everyone's online all the time. How come you're not available? Now you can pay people for that privilege. Like, there are definitely jobs where you are on call 24/7. You get paid handsomely for that, but because this connectivity that we're all basically being saddled with right now, it has led to some pretty shitty practices in the labor market. And Ontario is changing some legislation on that front to basically say, listen, you can't expect people to answer work emails when they're at home. You can't punish them for not doing it. And you know what? These seem to be some pretty good common sense bits of legislation. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this stuff. Ontario's premier, this fat fuck in the background, he hasn't done that much that's correct, but he's been doing some stuff. So I'll take what I can get. I'll take what I can get, Free heroin, cocaine, and meth handed out outside of the Vancouver Police Department. We gave 3.5 grams of each drug. Why? Advocates for safe supply. Safe supply, by the way, is a leftist. It's a leftist sub idea that basically says that in order to minimize harm, you should make drugs as safe as possible. Which, by the way, just encourages more people to be druggies, which is so fucking stupid. But advocates for safe supply of drugs handed out heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine outside the Vancouver Police Department. City Councillor John Swanson, along with members of the Drug User Liberation Front and the Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users, distributed free drugs outside the police department. The collective action demonstrates the life-saving potential of a community-led response to the crisis of prohibition in Canada, as a necessary alternative to Vancouver's proposed model of decriminalization. The drugs that were handed out were tested via FTIR spectrometry and are free of fentanyl, fentanyl analogs, benzodiazepines, and other harmful adulterants. Harmful adulterants except for heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine. Like, I understand their point. Okay? When you get your meth, you don't expect there to be, like, liquefied plutonium mixed into the meth, okay? Fair enough. But meth itself is not safe. You fucking retards. Oh my god, I can't believe I have to say this. Christ. I would take the anti-drug PSAs of the 90s over shit like this. The crisis is unbearable, and it's ridiculous we have to put ourselves at risk to move forward with a common sense harm reduction principle. You know what? I'm done with caring about harm reduction. I just don't care. I do not care about harm reduction anymore. I care about what's the inverse of reduction? Increase? Virtue increase. Asking where's the harm is not enough. You also have to ask where's the good. And where's the good in this? I'll read all the super chats at the end of the stream, guys. Thank you very much for sending. I do appreciate it. Wow. Live bands, free fruit, food, and fucking inject yourself. It's going to be a block party outside the police station. Dude, Vancouver? Vancouver was a nice city 10, 15 years ago. It is a shithole now. We've considered moving to Vancouver, in fact. And one of the big reasons we don't want to is it's not just because of the ever increasing real estate bubble. It's because the city's going to shit. Like, there was a garden. It's called the Sun Yat Set Garden in downtown Vancouver, and I went to it when I was a lot younger, and it was a nice little place. It is riddled with drug addicts now. It is riddled with drug addicts now, and they've just fucking destroyed the place. It's like one of those Asian style gardens with like, you know, there's like little grottos with lakes and like little bridges and like little pagodas and stuff. You just turn the corner and you just fucking see a druggie shooting up somewhere every single fucking place in that garden now. It was a really nice place to just chill, and they've destroyed it. All right. Former World of Warcraft developers start a studio where the only female staffer is a dog. It's not the best look, says Kotaku. Notorious Studios. Ex-Blizzard developers who started Notorious Studios seem to have exactly 0 women on their development team. The staff page shows 9 developers and 2 advisors, all of which are men, and 1 chief morale officer, canine, named Ellie, which means the studio has more dogs than women. Yikes. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, dude. Yikes. Although Activision Blizzard is currently under legal and public scrutiny for gender discrimination, a report from 2017 confirms that at least 21% of their employees were women. So presumably the founder had met at least a couple of women who were skilled enough to work at one of the highest profile video game companies in the world. He just didn't hire any of them to be a part of their founding team. You can work with whoever you fucking want. You can work with whoever you fucking want. Christ. I hate this. Notorious Studio co-founder Kalinke acknowledged that Blizzard faces a major reckoning for gender discrimination and sexual harassment. He said his all-male team were also affected by Blizzard's troubles and offered a solution for avoiding their former employer's mistakes. What's important is starting a culture, then having no tolerance for harassment and things like that, and also being transparent and open. He said that Notorious Studios has a flatter structure, made up of people who wrote code, made art, and designed pieces of games rather than serving as leads or directors. Harassment usually comes from a subordinate-superior sort of relationship. We're hoping that a flatter structure can address some of those problems. Okay. But the problem is, there's no women. All right. Fucking, yeah, cope. The Honeycomb Heist costs Rockford beekeepers $4,000 in stolen bees. A pair of beekeepers are out thousands of dollars after 2 of their 5 beehives were stolen. The farmers say they feel as though a part of their livelihood has been stolen and hope the thief will be caught. Mark Schnandelmeyer is a co-owner of Lost and Found Farm. I went out there to look, and you can tell both hives were moved. They're very large and substantial, and they were taken with dollies during the night. The thieves probably had bee suits. 2 of the hives were stolen. Because of the cost of the bees and the hives and the honey, we've lost about $4,000. Mark and his wife Nicole started beekeeping 4 years ago and say it took hard work to care for the 5 beehives. Emotionally, it hit us. I mean, this is what we do. This is our way of outreach and teaching other people. It makes it rough on us, not only financially, but emotionally. But to take something within your own community, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, man. So it just turns out that bees... I know bees are going like they're kind of going extinct slightly, and there's some bee problems right now. But shit, people are just stealing fucking bees. Damn. Oh yeah. Last week, Tory MPs voted to allow water companies to dump raw sewage into the UK rivers. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck is wrong with the UK Tories that are voting for this shit? Hold on. Is there like a video to listen to? I'm gonna turn on my my headphones. Let's see.
This is untreated sewage being released into Langston Harbour in Hampshire. The pipe, known as an outfall, is 7 foot wide. The footage was shot last Thursday. The sewage poured out of it.
Look at all that shit.
49 hours straight.
I launched my drone from about 100 meters over there, and once I was flying over the top, looking at the screen, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. The general reaction from people on social media who've seen the film now, they really are astonished at quite how much of this is happening, and it's happening right along our coastline, and quite simply, it needs to stop.
What the fuck? Hey, Britbongs, what the fuck are you doing? Just dumping raw shit into the ocean. Jesus, dude. Holy fuck. Alright. Constipated woman lost 10 years of memories after straining too hard. Oh, that's where all the shit came from. Alright. A woman in Hong Kong claims she temporarily lost 10 years worth of memories after straining too hard in the bathroom during a bout of constipation. Boy, what I wouldn't give to shit so hard that I shit out the past 10 years of my life. According to China Times, her son claims his mother has been constipated for more than 2 weeks and became very uncomfortable. She came out of the bathroom displaying signs of amnesia after reportedly straining too hard. According to her son, the woman could not remember anything that happened in her life in the last 10 years. Her family took her to the hospital, where a brain scan showed nothing abnormal with her brain function. She reportedly regained her memory after 8 hours and had no recollection of not remembering those things just earlier in the day. So, it is apparently possible to lose your memory from straining too hard, just from you burst a blood vessel in your brain, or so there's some kind of swelling that pushes on a thing. Like, there's ways to do this, yeah. The phenomenon is called transient global amnesia, and in her case, happened due to the increase in abdominal and intracerebral pressure that caused a lack of oxygen flow to her brain. The result was short-term memory loss. Wow. Wow, dude. Holy fuck. Where am I? I'm on the toilet. Why? Books deemed harmful to staff and students are being removed from Cambridge's public school libraries. The WRDSB has developed a framework to identify and remove inappropriate or questionable texts. All right. Let's see. All right. The Waterloo Region District School Board is undertaking a multi-year review of its library collections to identify and remove any texts deemed harmful to staff and students. Graham Shantz, Coordinating Superintendent in Human Resources and Equity Services, Equity Services, of course, outlined the ongoing work during Monday's board meeting as part of an overview of the board's 2021 to 2022 strategic and operational plan. We recognize as our consciousness around equity, oppression work, and anti-racist work has grown. We recognize some of the texts and some of the collections that we have are not appropriate at this point. All right, well. What are they getting rid of? Oh. Earlier this year, an Ottawa Carleton District School Board Advisory Committee on Equity agreed with a student who said that The Lord of the Flies was outdated and too focused on white male power structures. They're also including Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird and Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. So, if a book is critical of some problematic part of humanity, that book is itself problematic? Is this where we are? Is this going to be like the Huck Finn situation in Canada? Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh, God damn it. I fucking hate these people. Cape Town cops arrested for kidnapping innocent stranger to replace escapee. Jesus. 2 South African police officers from Maitland in Cape Town were arrested on kidnapping charges after they grabbed an innocent stranger off the street to replace a prisoner who had escaped under their guard. The shocked, innocent man found himself handcuffed and in a police car, accused of housebreaking and theft, having been switched for the criminal. Despite protesting his innocence, the Cape Town cops threw the man into the cells at the Maitland police station. The homeless man's pleas that he had done nothing wrong fell on deaf ears, and he spent the night behind bars until a detective arrived in the morning and realized, when checking the case file and listening to the innocent man's story, that the officers had switched suspects after their man had escaped. Holy shit. Both police officers were arrested and charged with kidnapping, defeating the ends of justice, and fraud on Friday. They appeared in court on Monday. Magistrates heard that the warrant officer Ricardo Sinman and Sergeant Subuyeso Benso were caught out as the arrested man looked nothing like the suspect. The suspect had been arrested for breaking into a house and theft, but the officers realized he needed medical attention. They took him to the Somerset Hospital in Sea Point for treatment. While there, a younger officer was left to guard the suspect, but the suspect managed to escape. The officers drove around the area in search of the suspect and could not locate him. So the 2 senior officers decided that at the police station, they knew how to suspect if they were to arrive with one, so they arrested a random guy. They thought they would be in big trouble for letting the right man escape. Holy fuck, dude. That's some bullshit right there. Jesus. Oh yeah, check this out. This package was delivered today. It was handed directly to a receptionist or someone at a front desk. Listen, this is why you don't employ cat girls in your business, all right? Coffee's good today. This is our little intermission, looking at this wholesome picture. Meow. Aldi's shopper has a good giggle after noticing Peppa Pig ice cream looks rather X-rated. Depending on how far into the gutter your mind is, there are plenty of things out there that might appear rather rude-looking to you. Certain fruits and vegetables, for example. And once you start to notice that things seem a little X-rated, you may find it difficult to stop seeing them. For some reason, many people spot inappropriate designs on items meant for children and find themselves cracking up over things that would thankfully go right over their little one's head. Let's see what we're talking about. Look at this ice cream. What do you guys think? I know it's supposed to be his arm, but all right. Columbia prep students and parents reel after class on porn literacy. Parents at the posh Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School are outraged. They were never told of a 4th R being added to the curriculum. Raunch. The school this month launched lessons on porn without informing families or allowing them to opt out. Oh, Jesus, you can't even opt out? When juniors at the $47,000 a year Manhattan school showed up for a health and sexuality workshop, most thought it was going to just be about condoms and birth control. Instead, it was called Pornography Literacy, an intersectional focus on mainstream porn, taught by Justine Ang-Font, who is the director of health and wellness at another elite prep school, Dalton. The often explicit side presentation and lecture by Font to the 120 boys and girls included lessons on how porn takes care of 3 big male vulnerabilities. Statistics on the orgasm gap, showing straight women have far fewer orgasms with their partners than gay men or women, and photos of partially nude women, some in bondage, to analyze what is porn and what is art. Font's presentation, some of which was seen by the Post, included a list of the most searched pornographic terms of 2019, including cream pie, anal, gangbang, stepmom, and more. One slide cited various porn genres such as incest-themed, consensual, or vanilla, barely legal, and kink and BDSM, which included waterboard electro-torture porn as an example. Look at her. She's so proud. First day of my 11th year disrupting health education. Well, your disruption seems to be counterproductive because we were all like, "What?" a female student said. Everyone was texting each other. "What the hell is this? It's so stupid. Everyone knows about porn." The worst part of it was that it took place not long before the AP tests, and I had to miss both my AP classes for this. One part of the presentation involves something called the marketability of OnlyFans, the hot new app used mostly for sex work. One slide included a photo of a pretty young woman who appeared to be promoting OnlyFans type work. "I identify as non-binary," she's quoted as saying, "but because that hasn't hit the general consciousness of the adult industry, I say girl, because that's what people who want to buy my content will be looking for." Imagine this woman walks in and wants to teach your kids about cream pies, anals, stepmoms, waterboard electro-torture porn. Like, imagine this is the woman you want to be talking about that? The female Columbia prep student said most of the kids, aged 16 and 17, watched the lesson on Zoom from home, which is what alerted some parents to it, but some were at the school and made to assemble in the gym together to watch it on their laptops. "We were all so shocked and mortified," the girl told the Post. "We were all like, why are they doing this? Why do they think this is okay?" We were supposed to answer questions about the porn stuff in the Zoom chat, but we were all side chatting in group chats, and tons of kids thought it was so dumb, they sent their link to their friends all over the city, and they were all logging on with the password. No one wants to be canceled or to lose their livelihood, and that can be done in an instant. Most parents feel the same way I do about not going public, but at the same time, we're incredibly frustrated about what's going on. None of the parents knew this was planned. We were completely left in the dark. It makes us wonder what else the school is up to. It's outrageous that the school is introducing pornography into a mainstream classroom and starting to indoctrinate kids. The goal of this is to disrupt families. Wait. The most searched term in 2019 was Japanese, then it was hentai? Crazy. Damn. So let's see. 3 other parents who spoke to the Post said they asked school administrators to show them content from the presentation after it took place, but they were rebuffed. One mother sent a letter to the school and was granted a discussion with the administrators by Zoom. The conversation went nowhere. The sophistry was incredible. The Columbia prep student said she didn't know what Font was attempting to teach them. "I didn't understand what the overarching message or theme was. I remember what stood out when she showed images of what could be considered porn or considered body positivity, but it didn't help me with anything." Fonte, who's 35, declined to comment and referred the Post to Columbia Prep and Dalton. Dr. William M. Donahue, the head of school at Columbia Prep, did not respond to calls and emails from the Post. A spokesman for Dalton, where parents have told the Post that Fonte teaches classes to first and second graders that include inappropriate discussions of sexuality, possibly about masturbation, defended Fonte's work. Dalton does not teach, nor we have ever taught the type of curriculum being suggested. Our health classes do teach students the important lessons related to body positivity, consent, and boundary setting with friends and others. A small number of parents who misinterpreted the lessons this fall and expressed concerns were offered meetings with faculty to clarify. No additional concerns have been expressed to the faculty. Fonte's website says she has reveled in disrupting health education for 10 years and frames her pedagogy through the lens of Kimberly Crenshaw's teachings on intersectionality. So, we are actually reaching the pro-pedo side of intersectionality. This is where we're getting here, man. We're slowly getting here. All right? This is This is where it is. Remember that clip of Sargon just saying over and over, the left torpedoes, 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 the left torpedoes. Fucking hell. Christ. This just keeps going, doesn't it? Maybe I'll save this article. I've enjoyed shitting on it a bit, but maybe I'll save it for like an actual video on pedos, but political pedophiles. In the end, Nambla won. Yeah. What's this? Oh, check this out, guys. This is the next one. Yesterday, I rented a boat and took a leader of one of Flexport's partners in Long Beach on a 3-hour tour of the port complex. Here's a thread of what I learned. First off, the boat captain said we were the first company to ever rent his boat to tour the port to see everything was working up close. His usual business is doing memorial services at sea. He said we were a lot more fun than his regular customers. The ports of LA and Long Beach are at a standstill. In a full 3-hour loop through the port complex, passing every single terminal, we saw less than a dozen containers get unloaded. There are hundreds of cranes. I counted only 7 that were even operating, and those that were seemed to be going pretty slow. It seems that everyone now agrees that the bottleneck is yard space at the container terminals. The terminals are simply overflowing with containers, which means they no longer have space to take in new containers, either from ships or land. It's a true traffic jam. Right now, if you have a chassis with no empty container on it, you can go pick up containers at any port terminal. However, if you have an empty container on that chassis, they're not allowing you to return it except on a highly restricted basis. If you can't get the empty off the chassis, you don't have a chassis to go pick up the next container. And if nobody goes to pick up the next container, the port remains jammed. With the yards so full, carriers and terminals are being highly restrictive in where and when they will accept the empties. Also, containers are not fungible between carriers, so the truckers have to drop their empty off at the right terminal. This is causing empty containers to pile up. This one trucking partner alone has 450 containers sitting on chassis right now. This is a trucking company with 6 yards that represents 153 owner-operator drivers, so he has almost 3 containers sitting on chassis at his yard for every driver on the team. He can't take the containers off the chassis because he's not allowed by the City of Long Beach zoning code to store empty containers more than 2 high in his truck yard. If he violates this code, they'll shut down his yard altogether. With the chassis all tied up storing empties that can't be returned to the port, there are no chassis available to pick up containers at the port. And with all the containers piling up in the terminal yard, the longshoremen can't unload the ships. And so the queue grows longer, with now over 70 ships containing 500,000 containers that are waiting offshore. This line is going to get longer, not shorter. This is a negative feedback loop that is rapidly cycling out of control that if it continues unabated will destroy the global economy. All right, how do we fix this? Simple, and we can do it fast now. When you're designing an operation, you must choose your bottleneck. If the bottleneck appears somewhere that you didn't choose it, you aren't running an operation, the operation is running you. You should always choose the most capital-intensive part of the line to be your bottleneck. In a port, that's the ship-to-shore cranes. The cranes should never be unable to run because they're waiting for another part of the operation to catch up. The bottleneck right now is not the cranes. It's yard space at the container terminals. And it's empty chassis to come clear those containers out. In operations, when a bottleneck appears somewhere that you didn't design for it to appear, you must overwhelm the bottleneck. Here's a simple plan that the American POTUS, President Biden, and Gavin Newsom partnered with the private sector, labor, truckers, and everyone else in the chain must implement today to overwhelm the bottleneck and create yard space at the ports we can operate against. Executive order effective immediately, overriding the zoning rules in Long Beach and Los Angeles to allow truck yards to store empty containers up to 6 high instead of the current limit of 2. Make it temporary for 120 days. Okay, so what I'm describing to you here, everyone knows about the supply shortages right now and how it's just like the entire world's getting fucked by it. What's happening is the zoning laws of Los Angeles, and specifically Long Beach, are not allowing what needs to be done to get shipping moving again. It's as simple as that. Yeah, the feds can't just fuck a city like that. That's true. That's true. But literally, shitty zoning laws from a poorly run fucking city in the United States is destroying the entire global economy. Because they're like, you can't stack these boxes more than 2 high. How do you fuck up this badly? How do you fuck up this badly, dude? Oh, God. Okay. Actor in bare-bottomed monkey costume with fake penis appears at event to encourage children to read. So you got drag queen story hour, right? But now it's dude in tie-dyed gorilla outfit with a penis attached. Reads to kids at the library. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck is this? An actor in a bare-bottomed monkey costume with a fake penis appeared at an event to encourage children to read. Worried mums and dads complained after snaps appeared online of the rainbow-colored character at an event. Why? Why? It was part of the Redbridge Library Summer Reading Challenge run by Redbridge in East London. Somebody needs to lose their job over this. This is unbelievable. Have we completely lost our moral compass as a society? The Redbridge Library apologized for the inappropriate costume. You know, when you see the penis, you should know automatically it's an inappropriate costume. Yeah, it's old news, but I haven't covered it yet, so I'm doing it. Like, the fuck is this picture? All future performances which were organized by a partner charity have been axed. Wow, that's it, eh? That's all it is. Just, you get fucked, buddy. No more monkey penis for you. He returned to monkey. That's what it is. Biden says the U.S. will defend Taiwan if China attacks. There we go, guys. Biden finally did something right. Let's hope he sticks to it. Let's hope it's not just talk, eh? President Joe Biden said the U.S. would defend Taiwan if China attacked, in an apparent departure from a long-held U.S. foreign policy position. But a White House spokesman later told some U.S. media outlets that his remarks did not signify a change in policy. The U.S. has a law which requires it to help Taiwan defend itself, but it pursues a policy of strategic ambiguity where it is deliberately vague about what it would actually do if China were to attack Taiwan. You know what? Taiwan is a democracy in the East, and as fellow democracies, as fellow liberal societies, we do have an obligation to help defend them. That's how it should be. Yeah, see, Neon Reagan, it's easy to say, no wars for random nations, but it's easy to say that, but that ignores the truth of the situation, where China's coming whether you want them or not. You can meet them out there, you can meet them at home. Pick one. No wars just basically means that you're giving your opponent time to build up and time to do what they want as you retreat. The pacifist, protectionist way of viewing war, I can understand the morality behind it. I understand why people feel that way. But it's not enough. It's just not enough to stop things. Yep. At a CNN town hall event, a participant referred to recent reports that China had tested a hypersonic missile. He asked Mr. Biden if he could vow to protect Taiwan and what he would do to keep up with China's military development. Mr. Biden responded yes and yes. He added there was no need to worry about whether they're going to be more powerful because China, Russia, and the rest of the world knows we're the most powerful military in the history of the world. CNN anchor Anderson Cooper asked if the U.S. would come to Taiwan's defense in the event of attack by China. Mr. Biden said, yes, we have a commitment to do that. That's one thing about having somebody whose brain is literally dissolving before our eyes as he gets too old for the job. Sometimes he'll just like say the truth, and everyone's like, "No, wait, no, don't just say it." Man got racial hatred police record for whistling Bob the Builder at a neighbor. Oh. Police have had to deal with some pretty mundane crime reports, but newly released info just shows just how trivial some people can be. Among a log of calls, a mum claimed her son was allowed to bang his head against the side of the pool due to his ethnicity. A man in Bedfordshire will have a police record against his name for the next 6 years because he whistled the Bob the Builder theme at his neighbor. A man complained he had been ripped off by a drug dealer because he was gay. And in Norfolk, someone claimed a burger bun had been deliberately dropped on their driveway because of their ethnicity. Dude, look at all these fucking hate crimes. Look how awful this shit is. Oh my god. The Mail on Sunday found 10,840 non-crime hate incidents were logged last year, bringing the total in the past 5 years to 120,000. But Freedom of Information requests sent to 43 police forces in England and Wales could not identify any crimes which had been solved as a result of the records. So, you're logging 120,000 non-crime hate incidents. You're using all these police resources to do all this fucking nonsense. And not a single criminal has come out of it. Not a single fucking thing has shaken out. What bullshit. What a fucking waste of police resources, dude. What the fuck? My girlfriend had a baby with a sperm donor, so I can't criticize her parenting skills. Oh my god. A man whose girlfriend chose to have a baby with a sperm donor instead of him has been urged to end his relationship. The couple's been dating for 10 years but never married due to her commitment issues. They are jointly raising a child who is now 6, but the issue of how to raise her is causing friction. Bizarrely, the man's partner chose to have the child via a sperm donor instead of with him. He explained so that the child is legally hers and there will be no custody battles if they split. While the child is biologically and legally hers alone, I've been raising the child together since day one. The child will turn 6 soon. We both work full-time and split the expenses, but I do the lion's share of the chores. Wow. Uber cuck, dude. Holy fuck. Like, okay. If you're going to raise a child together, at least get on the paperwork. Like, okay, it's not biologically your kid. Fine. Legally adopt the kid so that you have some kind of claim to that emotional investment in the kid that you're raising. Like, this is, yeah, you're just literally letting yourself get fucked here, dude. As the child grows, my wife becomes increasingly protective. By protective, I mean she doesn't let me use common parenting methods, like natural consequences and setting boundaries. Everything I try to do, she undermines and undoes it. This is not what we agreed upon before having the child. We took parenting classes, read books, and attended workshops. Now it seems she has thrown all that out the window. Our child can do whatever she wants, eats only jelly beans for breakfast if she so fancies, stays up past midnight if she still wants to play. Of course, that's not healthy. She's doodled on my work laptop, and my girlfriend wouldn't even let me sit down to explain why it's wrong. In short, she doesn't say no, doesn't teach the child right from wrong, and doesn't let me do it. The kindergarten teachers have already complained a ton about behavior issues and suggest that we have our child evaluated, which we did. The specialist gave us some insightful advice that the girlfriend choose to ignore because she believes her child is perfect, and she is actively preventing me from carrying out that advice, such as setting a schedule, limiting sugary foods, etc. The dad has said he's tried discussing the issues with his partner countless times and even suggested therapy, but he ended up going to therapy by himself. I want to try harder because I really love the child, even if she's not mine biologically. But today I overheard my girlfriend tell her, their daughter, that I still need to earn the parent title, and I broke. I pulled her aside and told her I can never be the child's parent because she won't let me. Now she's mad, accusing me of trying to abandon our child and giving me the cold shoulder. Commenting on the thread, readers urge the dad to leave the toxic relationship. Yeah, dude, just leave. Leave the relationship. You have no legal or biological connection to this child, and your girlfriend has made it pretty clear the kid will never be yours. Just fucking leave. She just wants to use you for money. Like, go live a life where you're actually wanted and appreciated. Yes. Yes. Anom encrypted chat sting leads to arrest of 800. What is this one? I don't even recognize what this is. The FBI and Australian law enforcement set up the encrypted chat service, and it ran for over 3 years, seizing weapons, drugs, and over $48 million in cash. Oh, geez. Someone made an app for criminals, and then turns out it was all just glowy shit? Who would have thunk? Law enforcement agencies have been selling encrypted phones to organized crime gangs for years, monitoring their conversations in what's being called the biggest law enforcement sting ever. Since 2018, agencies have been overseeing the distribution of hardened encrypted devices that enabled them to eavesdrop on crooks. The monitoring of these devices, which are called Anom, have led to a dizzying array of actions. On Monday, law enforcement agencies from the US, Australia, and Europe announced that the massive global operation called Operation Ironside and Trojan Shield resulted in these moves carried out in 16 countries. 700 house searches, 800 arrests, seizure of 8 tons of cocaine, 22 tons of cannabis and cannabis resin, seizure of 2 tons of amphetamine and methamphetamine, 6 tons of synthetic drugs, seizure of 250 firearms, 55 luxury vehicles, over $48 million in various worldwide currencies and cryptocurrencies. Damn. Wild. I guess never buy a phone from a Fed? Is that the lesson here? Hiker lost for 24 hours, ignored calls from rescuers because of unknown number. A hiker lost on a mountain in Colorado ignored repeated calls from rescuers, later explaining they had been unfamiliar with the phone number. You know, whenever you get one of those, numbers you don't recognize on your phone, maybe it says unknown, maybe it says like a long string from an area code you don't recognize. Maybe you should actually answer those calls when you're fucking lost in the woods. The person was reported missing after they didn't return from an expedition October 18th on Mount Elbert, the highest peak in the Colorado state. Search crews canvassed the area the following day, but they couldn't find the hiker. The team then tried to call the hiker, but they were unable to reach them. The hiker had apparently wandered off the trail and spent the night looking for it. After 24 hours lost, they found their way out and made it to their car. The person didn't know a search team had been looking for them. The subject ignored repeated phone calls from us because they didn't recognize the number. If you're overdue according to your itinerary and you start getting repeated calls from an unknown number, please answer the phone. I would rather sit it out in the woods than risk talking to a telemarketer. Yeah, Roger Wilco. Wow. Oh, God, this is funny. This is pretty good. All right, returning to the shill. Returning to the shill zone. So, guys, that's all the articles I have for you today. Opened all the packages, did the Minecraft shit. You know how it is. The Minecraft server is up and running. You have approximately 3 hours and change to finish your Minecraft Halloween build. Tonight on Game Boomers Live, it is the pinned chat in the chat room. Twitch.tv/GameBoomers. YouTube.com/GameBoomer. Tonight on the Game Boomers channel, I'll be streaming the SFO Minecraft server Halloween Fright Night Spookatacular whatever thing. Okay? So you have 3 hours to finish your builds. And then we do tonight's stream. Thank you for all the super chats. I do appreciate the support. I'm going to read them in a second. $5 club, you want to join it? You got $5 to one of those 4 sources: Patreon, Subscribe Star, YouTube memberships, and Twitch.tv/GameBoomers sub button. $100 to PayPal, get yourself in the $5 clubs for life. Send me your packages to the P.O. box right there on the screen, and I will open them eventually. Thank you for all the support, guys. I do really appreciate everything. I appreciate everything you send my way. Especially since now that I'm going official, I'm making it an official thing. We're doing SFO Industries. I got employees now, so I do appreciate all the support. Let me see. Where's the super chats? Where's the super chats? Where's the super chats? Hold on. I'm looking for the super chats. Hold on. I recommended Sargon read Zeev Sternhell's Neither Left Nor Right. And he's done several videos on it since then. I had to bully him for like 6 months, though. Okay. Super chats. $5 from Zimzilla. Thank you. Here's some shekels along with the formal presentation of this man's Darwin Award. Thank you, dude. William Kurt for $5. If Biden bends the knee to China and allows an invasion, the U.S. global hegemony collapses. The world would literally be thrown into chaos. Total disaster. Yeah, it would be a disaster. Mervin, you for $5. Thank you, Dev. Best weenie stream I ever had. Thanks very much, dude. Thank you for all the super chats, guys. Andrew Thefford for $5. Oh my God! Had nothing on Rich Evans. Rich Evans is a good dude. I love Red Letter Media, and Rich Evans is the funniest guy on Red Letter Media. My oh my God isn't really based on Rich Evans's though. It's just kind of my own. Lord of the Gays for $2. Over 400 viewers, not even 100 likes. Bad chat. I've noticed that the Weekly Sip gets way less views than other streams that I do, and I think it's because I use Anime Girls as the thumbnail. I might need to get a new thumbnail. A new thumbnail thing rather than getting Anime Girls. Ah, well. Todd Sullivan for $5. Kentucky principal investigated after getting lap dance at homecoming event by Jesse O'Neill, New York Post. I guess I'll read that one next week. Thank you. Lord of the Gays for $2. I have found you, my sweet Dev. Thanks, dude. William Kurt for $5. Remember when saying they're coming for your kids was considered reactionary and fear-mongering? Yeah. Now they're literally singing the song, "We're coming for your children." It's like, fuck off, dude. Holy shit. Ranger Hale for $5. School, you can't opt out of this class. You can't opt out. Parents, pulls kid out of school. School, surprise Pikachu face. William Kurt for $5 again. Thank you very much. The problem with harm reduction is that leftoids limit harm to physical harm rather than spiritual or virtue harm. The latter matters. True. Agreed. Another $5 from William Kurt. Thank you. These clauses sound like mostly nonsense. Design theft will get you sued into oblivion. Unless you're dealing with the Chinese, it's a non-problem. I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with you, but thank you very much. That's talking about the non-competes, but thank you. Mr. Turnips for £5. Thank you. Mike Ward is a Canadian comedian who was accused of mocking a disabled singer. He narrowly won his free speech Supreme Court case. Yes, I heard about that. I'm not going to do that on the Weekly Sip because I might do it in like a larger video later. All right? But I have heard about that case. Basically, singer mocks a disabled person, gets sent to the Supreme Court of Canada claiming hate speech. He wins his free speech case. So good. Fucking good. Christ, we need more of that. We need more free speech wins around here. All right, guys. Thank you for the support this week. I'll see you tonight for the Halloween stream over at Game Boomers, and I'll probably be back on SFO on Tuesday. I'm aiming for Tuesday for a new video. Okay. All right. I think I could rush one out tomorrow, but I got a pretty busy day ahead of me, and I don't know if I want to really fucking destroy myself trying to make it. I'm going to try to do a video for Tuesday. Return to SFO videos on Tuesday. I think that's what I'm going to shoot for. Thanks very much. Thanks for supporting the stream. Thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for supporting me and now my employees. And I'll see you tonight at the Halloween event. Have a good day, everyone. I love you.